Welcome back again, this is Fox, the next instalment in our Anno 1800 playthrough. Somebody from the Discord group asked me to go over my cognac production, which I honestly forgot I hadn't done already, so this video is going to be dedicated to that. This is the island that I've got dedicated to making me cognac in the old world. I've called it Cognac. Why did I decide to do this in the old world and not on Crown Falls? Simple reason is the fact that I did not have enough artisan workforce left in the Cape to make it over there. I'm generating an awful lot of workforce over here in Crown Falls. I mean, I'm generating 44,800 total artisans. I've got 10,000 left. That would be nowhere near enough to make the cognac over here. That 10,000 is going to be left for the workforce for the shopping arcades for Crown Falls, and for this island that's currently Scholars when this gets turned back into an investor island also. So I had no choice but to make the cognac over here. Now, I still need a lot more workforce than what I'm generating over here. The main reason being, which I will just brush on quickly, is the medium islands over here. I'm not using the palace policy that generates workforce. I'm using a palace policy to give me a 4th trade item slot. So see, Department of Labour, 4th trade union slot. That means I'm not generating any workforce from the town halls over here. I needed the 4th slot because I'm clipping the cherry wood, which we'll go over in a bit. Yeah, suffice to say, at the minute, I've only got 500 artisans to spare. I'm going to generate a little more from town halls from this island when it's done properly. Probably about another 2,000 once I do the town halls properly on this island. This one's all connected up. This one's all connected up. So I'm going to be quite a bit short on artisans, but what I'm going to do, again, we'll touch on it a bit, but I had no choice but to build this over here. Cognac. For this, we need grapes, cherrywood, and sugar. We're going to start with the grapes. I'm producing a few grapes on this island, not many. Globally, I need 300 at the minute. I will need 630 total. This, I'm making 100 on this island. That's all, 103 on this island. I am, however, in the New World. We highlight all of the New World islands. I am making just shy of 280 tons, or just over 280 tons a minute. Plus that 100 is 382 tons a minute. So about 250 tons short. Now, how am I making these grapes? I'm making these grapes from my farms over here. So Dr. Ali Al-Zahir, the botanical director, he produces grapes at a rate of 1/17. Now, granted, it's not very fast, but we needed a lot of... We didn't need a lot, but we've got plenty of space over here to make stuff with. I've got all the celluloid production up and running, all the ethanol production up and running, a small amount of production making felt, and a small amount of production making chewing gum. That meant I had shed loads of space left. Grapes produce at such a slow rate in their native territory, which is the old world in the Cape. They produce at a rate of every 2 minutes. Now, granted, you can boost them up a lot with tractors and other specialists, but when you take into account these grapes flat out are producing every 20 seconds. If we go to the New World, check out this banana plantation. This is producing at a rate of every 6 seconds. Now, we're on a record run. Space in the old world and the Cape is resigned to population as much as we can. So the more grapes I can make over here, the better. So I'm making grapes from my banana plantations. You can see this island alone is making me 60, not an awful lot. This bad boy, I've already done a video on this. This is making me bananas, sugars, fish oil, tallow, gold, loads of stuff. This island is making me nearly 100 tons. I've then got another one up here. This one is making me 120 tons. So you can see it soon starts to stack up. I am going to have, if my calculations are correct, I'm going to be able to delete one of these celluloid islands. Celluloid 2, I believe this one was making me 100 and something. Yeah. So celluloid 1, this island down here, this can go. This is I'm gonna be able to delete all this if my calculations are correct. So I'll be able to make more grapes from here. Another 80 tons. So we're at 382 tons plus another 80 tons from the old world. That's 460. So that leaves me. I only need another 170 tons. Now I am making some grapes on Crown Falls as well. I'm making 91 tons here, so I've only got 80 tons left to make, and then we've got our quota of grapes. Now, I am going to fill this area up here with grapes. This will go towards the end of the playthrough, and then this section here will be grapes, and that's the grapes done. So, grape production here. Great production in the old world. I'm also making a few grapes from the sugarcane plantations that are making the sugar for cognac, but again, we'll go over that in a bit. Yeah, most of it is coming from my banana plantations out here. And the rest we'll just make up on Crown Falls. And then we are done for the grapes. Nothing crazy. As I say, I've already covered that island, the monster island over there, doing the bananas and the sugar and everything. So the next thing we need is cherry wood. Right now, this is where it becomes crazy because we need a shed ton of cherry wood for this whole playthrough. I need, in total, where is my cherry wood? Right, this says 634 tons, but I haven't factored into account the billiard tables or violins. So, this is the island making the billiard tables, violins and toys. This island needs 113, so 680. So you could almost say 800 tons we need. No. What was it? 630, 120, 750. You could almost say 750 tons of cherry wood. Now, if we go all islands globally, you can see I'm making 870. So I'm making 120 tons more cherry wood than what we need. This is going to become apparent while I'm telling you this in a minute. Cherry wood is being made on all of the medium islands in the old world. So that is this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. They are all hidden amongst the houses, all being clipped. Every single one of these is being clipped, so it's being double boosted. You can see you can generate an awful lot. I'm generating, just on this little island, I'm generating 104 tons of cherry wood, and there's only 14 orchards clipped. Don't take up much space. Trade union coverage is a lot. You can see every time one of these intersects, the cherry wood's being made over here. They're using all of the items that you can use for them. So they're using the 1, 2, 3 that increase productivity and forest density, and then the one that gives me citrus. I'm not worried about the sugar because that's all taken into account for. So all of these 5 islands alone, this may be quite a long-winded video because there's a lot to cover, although it is just cognac. We're touching on a lot of other products that are in with it. So these 5 are making me 500 tons of cherry wood a minute. That means I only need another 250 tons of cherry wood. Now, if we factor into account these smaller islands that I've got, which is this one, that's now making me 610. That's now making me 705. There's one more here somewhere. Cherry 4, here we go. Cherry 4. Now we're making 760. Get rid of that. That means I have already got an island over here called Cherry 5. We can do away with that because we've made the amount of cherry. The reason I'm saying this is because I need more, and I still need more artisan workforce. And the way I've been doing this is these small islands. I originally had these cherry orchards, but since I've been clipping them throughout the medium islands, it's freed these islands up. And I'm just using these as workforce boosting hubs. I'm clipping the cherry wood in amongst the medium islands, freeing up these islands, which is vastly more productive, by the way, than just having these islands dedicated to Merry cherry wood. This little island here would probably only make me 60 tons of cherry wood, maybe 70 if I'm lucky. But by generating the workforce that I need for the shopping arcades on this island, enabling me to have the 4th trade union slot on the islands making the cherry wood, so I can boost these to the max and get some citrus as well, means that it's much more productive of me to use these islands just to generate me artisan workforce. You can see I'm making 9,150 artisans on this island. They're a piece of cake to look after. They need a church, a university, just basic amenities, and then you can just trade for all the goods, which amounts to absolutely nothing. You can see, look, I'm using advanced weapons for this. Ignore the coffee because that's been shipped to another island. I'm using 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18, 22, 26, 30. 30 tons of advanced weapons to feed these artisans. Divide that by the 25 minutes round trip time. I'm using like 1 advanced weapon a minute. That's all that's needed to supply these artisans on these tiny islands. So I've got 2 of these going at a minute. I am going to be able to free up Cherry 5, which is this one here. I'm hoping I can squeeze a fair few more on here. I'm hoping to squeeze sort of 15,000 artisans out of this island. Yeah, and we should be somewhere near then on the quota that we need for this. As I say, this island at the minute is using 19,000 and I'm halfway there. I've got 500 spare at the minute. I will be generating a few more that I said from one of the big islands when the town halls are laid out properly. If I can generate another 15,000 from that T-shape island, then we're good. Yeah, so we went over grapes. Cherry wood we've covered. Pretty much cherry wood is being clipped throughout the medium islands, and then I've got a couple making cherry wood. You can see this one's pretty. This is making me 110 tons a minute actually, which is pretty good from a small island like this. That's because I've got some clipped in here. This worked out well for clipping a couple on here. This one, not so good. 94 tons a minute. So it did make sense for me to utilise the space better by doing them on the medium islands, then freeing these up for workforce. So these 2 big ones that I chose to keep, this one making 90, that making 110, that's 200 tons towards the overall goal. So cherry wood and grapes we've done. The grapes, as I said, they're being made by farms in the old world, in the new world, sugarcane plantations and banana plantations, plus this little bit here and the bit we're going to have in the Cape. Then the only other thing you need to make the cognac is sugar. Now, sugar, again, is being made mainly on this island. So we're making the bananas for the grapes. You can just dump these at sea to keep things going to get the grapes. I'm also making grain here that's being shipped over for the biscuits to Crown Falls. But instead of just dumping these bananas to keep them flowing to give me the grapes, I decided to use them to make sugar. Now, the way you do that is simply by putting Gennaro Garibaldi and Charlotte the Chocoholic in fried plantain kitchens. Using the bananas with fish oil to make fried plantains, you get sugar as a byproduct. Yep, already covered this island, so I'm only going to touch on it briefly. But all in all, this is making me flat out 300 and it hovers around 300, between 300 and 315 tons a minute of sugar. We need 630. That means I needed another 600, another 300 so of sugar. So I decided to do that the old-fashioned way. It is really efficient, actually, sugar. I've only got 1, 2, 3 little clusters of sugar refineries, sugarcane plantations. This one can be boosted even more because it's missing someone. Who are you missing? Ferris. We don't have one on the island, so I need to ship them over here. But yes, suffice to say, they're being boosted by tractors, Dr. Ali, and the plough. The plough makes it 0 workforce, so you can boost it, which I'm sure I am. Yeah, everything on this island is boosted. So we are producing 336 tons of sugar cane and 293 tons of sugar. So we're virtually there. I doubt very much I'm going to be able to fit the 9 million investors in, which is all this is planned for. So should be good for the sugar. Sugar refineries are just at 0 workforce, so I'm using the Bell, Ferris and the printing press, which gives you a grand total of 75% boost, but 0 workforce, so we can boost them by 50% using the working conditions. With no impact on them, they will never riot and they will never stop or anything like that. So yeah, sugar, grapes, cherry wood. Cognac is easy. Talk a little... it's not easy. It takes an awful lot of space. You can't trade for any of it. You can't trade for the grapes, you can't trade for the cherry wood, and you can't trade for the sugar, so you've got to make it all somehow. It is probably the biggest meme, actually. I'm only saying it's easy because I dealt with it earlier on in the playthrough, so I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, this island's being supplied by gas. You may have noticed that. I've only got one gas plateau going in the Arctic. That's this one. This is producing me 5 tons a minute when it's running. Some of it's paused at the minute. I need to increase the technician workforce. That gas is being shipped directly over here. And at the minute, I'm using 3 tons a minute. I am importing some oil for this, for the tractor barns. I believe it accounted to 30 tons a minute. So I decided to use just one electric oil power plant using the surplus oil that was left over from another island instead of using up the gas. So yeah, this is using 20 tons of oil a minute, I think. The items that I'm using for these Cognac buildings is all of the 4 that you can use, really. I mean, if we press Control Q in the search bar for items, type artisan work Cognac. The gold performance medal, just ignore that one. That's a quest one. You only get one of them. However, I did decide to use it on this island. I believe it's in this one. So yeah, this is the one I got from the quest, completing the Skyline Tower, whatever you had to do it within the time zone. So yeah, apart from that, all of the other ones have got the same 3, which is this. They're the Get Rich Quick volumes. This is volume 8, volume 9, and volume 5. This one's give plus 55%. This one plus 70% workforce reduction. This one plus 45, slight chance of illness, slight chance of fire. The main reason, well, not the main reason I said is because I was running out of artisan workforce, but another reason why I decided to do it over here, not on Crown Falls, is because I wanted to use the 4th town hall slot to generate me ethanol from the cognac production, because the other Get Rich Quick, Volume 4, The Wasteland, this affects chemical plant lemonade, chemical plant chewing gum, artisan workshop, cognac, and all drinks production. So cognac is listed, but it is a drink production. You can produce ethanol from these, so it's a massive added bonus. I mean, I'm making I think I'm making 90 tons. I'm making 77 tons a minute, and I'm only halfway there. So this is probably going to produce me 160 tons of ethanol a minute. Now, globally, I am 160 tons would get me to 1,085. So I'll only be 50 or 60 tons short of ethanol then for the whole save. Again, I probably won't need it. I don't think I'm going to get to the 9 million investors, or I'm simply going to run out of space. So having these on here, using the town hall with the Department of Labour, giving me plus 60% productivity and an extra item slot, so I can produce the ethanol as well, was a big help. Grapes. I thought I should have been producing more on here. I thought I was producing 100 tons. Yeah, 107 tons. So yeah, standard old world setup is paint steel drill, miraculous plough, and ferrous. Put the metal winning producer in as well, because he's an extra 40% boost and producing me some champagne. It's not an awful lot. I'm making 10 tons a minute, which is absolutely nothing. I'm not even bothered shipping it out anywhere because I'm just lazy. I may ship it to Crown Falls at some point. Globally, champagne, how much of me making? I'm making 98 tons of champagne globally now. A lot of this is coming from Crown Falls, from the vineyards. It's all been made from grind. So 100 tons of champagne it's actually worth me doing something with that. I've been poo-pooing it and not bothering with it, but yeah, when that's flat out, that's going to supply not quite a big island. Oh, it will. Supply 2.
Why think of heaven when
this one needs changing around. There's some There's some Aristel in here. This island's got to be totally redone because I've got to change it around. I've got to put the item in that increased population and do away with Aristel. But if we look at one in the old world, this is a big island that I've completed. This needs 76 tons. So yeah, I'm going to be able to produce. I'm going to be able to provide one large island or maybe 2 medium islands with champagne from what's coming from the vineyards. And I've still got to make more. So yeah, cool. Cognac production. That's it. Not much else to say. This island is of yet totally free for trading. I will be using this. I'll still need some quartz and stuff like that, but yeah, cognac production. Everything you need to know. I think the best thing you could probably take from this is that you don't have to make grapes the most traditional way. If I was to make 630 tons of grapes, all in the old world, it would need a pretty big island. I mean, you can see we can make 100 tons from almost half a medium island. So this island would probably generate 250. So you would probably have to dedicate an island this size to make all of the grapes that you need for. I mean, I know I'm probably talking about numbers that most of you are never going to get to, or not even going to try. Why would you? It's stupid. But for 9 million investors, you probably would need to dedicate an island this size, and probably even more, to creating grapes. If you don't do it the other way, which I'm doing, which is in the New World from bananas, you can also make grapes. You can also make grapes from bread, but I tested this. It is absolutely crazy why anybody would do it. I don't know. You can make them at a rate of 1/6 by using this dude, Marie-Antoine Patissier Royale. Now, I tested this, and the amount of grain that you would need to make 600 tons of grapes would be absolutely astronomical. It would be 20,000 tons a minute. I can't even remember what it was. It was bonkers. You would have to dedicate every island to trading at least one of their slots to grain for it to work. It would be mind-boggling. The amount of ships that you would need to do it was just crazy. So I'm going to sacrifice a fair bit of space in the old world in the Cape by actually making grapes traditionally. That I can't make in the New World. But yeah, for now, that's it. That's going to be the Cognac production island. Pretty cool. I think in the next episode I'm going to go over my chewing gum island. It's pretty cute, pretty small. It's a pretty hybrid one. This is making all the chewing gum I need because a lot of it's being supplied by town halls. But yeah, for now that's been it. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this. Join the Discord. Follow my Twitch. Join in soon. Hopefully streaming soon. Hopefully middle of January. We've just had news that there is a season 4 of Anno 1800 coming as well. So stay tuned for that. Obviously as soon as it comes out. You know me. I'll do some testing. If there's any way we can push the max pop any even more, I may even start a new save, or I may try and integrate it to this one. But yeah, for now, as always, please stay tuned for the next one, and yeah, thanks for watching.